Hey guys, a few months ago I did a review on this DiscoveryOpt 1:6x24 scope, and one of my only complaints with it was the included mounts were slightly different color, different material, and just felt a little bit cheaper than what the actual scope did. So DiscoveryOpt recently emailed me and said they just came out with a couple of new scope mounts. One's a cantilever mount, and then one are just traditional scope rings. To be honest, they didn't say if they're going to start including these as options with the scope, so I'm not 100% sure, but they kind of wanted me to look over them, give my thoughts, and then just kind of let you guys know that these are available now for their scopes. But I figured we'd do quick unboxings of both things, that way you guys can see what you're getting. I'll kind of compare the quality of these to what I had in the past from them, and then just give some thoughts on them. I'll start here with the normal traditional scope mounts. It looks like they're made out of 70-75 aluminum. There's 3 different heights available. I think that there might have even been a different size other than 30 millimeter. It could have been a 34 millimeter as well. I just went with the 30 millimeter and like 1¼ inch height. But they obviously come in like this plastic container here. Let's take a look. Wow, these things are heavy in a good way. Yeah, these are like really premium. I'd be shocked if they include this with any of their scopes. These are really nice. The anodization on them is perfect. Here's what the screws look like with these, and again, premium material. It takes a star bit, which they include down here. Those are fairly deep, so the tool should go down there pretty well, and you don't have to worry about those stripping out. Tells you up on here that you want to torque these down to 20 inch-pounds. And if you look, it even shows you the star pattern that you should go. So you tighten one down, and then the opposite side 2, then you come back around for 3, and then the opposite side again for 4. Very nice. Let me get the cantilever mount out. Just going to show you quickly around the box, and then we'll go over more details on them. So that's how this is packaged. This is super hard, thick foam, so you don't have to worry about that getting damaged at all during shipping. This is kind of like a matte finish on it. Again, you can see it's going to be for a 30 millimeter with a 1½ inch rise here. 20 inch-pounds torque on that as well. Same thing where it's 1 and then the opposite corner, 3 the opposite corner. These are super nice. I'm really impressed with the quality of this stuff. So it does tell you up there 20 inch-pounds for that, but it tells you 30 inch-pounds down here where it's actually going onto your rail. They gave you 2 extra screws over here at the rings, just in case you do lose one or something, and they did the same thing here with the tool there. The cantilever mount is made out of some type of aluminum. I couldn't find exactly what kind. It's a one-piece construction, except for the top, of the mounts have to be separated there, and then also down here for the Picatinny mount is separate, but all one piece otherwise. Got a total length of 5.7 inches with 2 inches of forward extension, which should help with your eye relief. It's 1½ inches from the center to where it's going to mount to your top of your rail. You got 2.6 inches in between the mounts, and the mounts themselves are 0.91 inches wide. And the weight on this guy, 5.4 ounces. And while we're doing measurements, let's go back to these. I believe these have a height of 2.2 inches. I think that the like length of them this way is almost 2 inches. It's 1.97. And again, the ones that I got are 1.26 inches from where your rail would be to the center. And I bet these things weigh close to that cantilever. These things are chunky. Let's see what we got here. 5.9 ounces. So yeah, these are actually heavier than what that cantilever mount was. So these are the ones that came with that scope a few months ago. And what I was kind of disappointed in back then is that the pictures on Amazon showed the scope with the cantilever mount. And I kind of thought that it was coming with that, but the description and like the included items, if you went on and read, it said it was just going to have these. But I was kind of hoping for the cantilever. But so these are the ones that normally come with it. And then these are the upgraded ones. There's a significant like thickness difference. See all that? They're definitely wider when across this way. Maybe just a touch longer like this way, but height wise they should be about the same. That one actually does look a little bit higher. But yeah, even like the screws on here are completely different than what they are on these ones. The way that this attaches is different. Again, you can see that the anodization or the color is completely different. These ones have like this like little fabric type stuff in here to prevent your scope from getting scratched up. They just left this like the raw aluminum, but that's super smooth. Just night and day difference on how these feel. These ones use like the screw to kind of go through your Picatinny slot, and then obviously these clamp on the sides. This here has the actual like squared off like post that goes in between the Picatinny, and it actually will hold on there much better. These ones almost feel like they're painted versus the anodized version here. And in fact, I don't know how well that's going to show up, but I think I have specks of paint flaking off just from kind of handling these. Yeah, this was the scope that I reviewed a few months ago, and I actually really like it. And when I reviewed it, I think it was only like $100 or $110. It's a really good scope, but you could see how the scope rings here were like a completely different color and just kind of felt cheap. These ones here, you can see that the anodization matches almost perfectly. I'll probably get it in here just to show you guys what it looks like. And then let's look at that cantilever. And again, that kind of matte finish, the kind of dullness will match up much better. Wanted to show you guys on this cantilever mount, and I can almost guarantee on the other mounts too, the nice ones there, that they have these like studs. I think they're indexing studs, and they go into the middle holes here and basically just allows you to line everything up so much easier, and basically it holds it in place while you put the screws on there. I'm about to get this mounted to this rifle just so YouTube knows adding a scope to a rifle is not modifying the rifle. It doesn't make it do anything other than what it was originally designed to do. And also during this installation process, I'm working with a safe, empty gun. And again, DiscoveryOpt recommends 30 inch-pounds to mount the cantilever mount to your actual rail. And also, just to show you, there's quite a bit of movement here, just whatever your eye relief is. There's a lot of travel there. And once again, to tighten, they recommend going 1 opposite corner, come back across the 3 opposite corner at 20 inch-pounds. So my initial thoughts on these mounts is pretty positive. The machining, like on this cantilever mount, is perfect. I know I didn't really show it when it was off, but it actually has like these pockets that have been cut out all the way around different areas. You can see here and here and here, and all these are designed to save weight, but just the machining really is impeccable on it. I like how their logo is actually machined into that aluminum as well. You can tell that just everything is of very high quality. Another thing I didn't show is if you look here, they're almost like serialized. The camera will focus on that, but you can trust me that. So this is basically like a matched set, and they're already lapped, and they basically will match up perfectly. These are made out of 70-75 aluminum versus normally stuff like this is made out of 60-61, and 70-75 is just a much more premium aluminum. It's a little bit more rigid, and these normal ring mounts, like I said, I got it in 30 with a 1.26 inch height to it, but they do have it in a couple other heights. They also have these available in 34 millimeter with multiple heights, and I think a 35 millimeter as well with multiple heights. And then the cantilever, they have a couple different diameters for it and a couple different heights for both of those as well. Only negative I could find so far is that there is a misspelling on the box. But overall, I am really impressed with these. At the time of recording, the cantilever one is available for $32 on Amazon, and the scope mounts here are available for $45. And again, this scope, you don't have to use a DiscoveryOpt for them, but if you wanted this package, that was right around $100 or so when I got it, and then these would be $32, so $132 for a really nice premium setup. And if you already have a scope that you like and just want a cantilever mount, this is a good one, so it only costs you an extra $32 for it. And again, with these, they have them in a low, medium, and high, basically. Some of that's depending on how big like your objective lens is, on how close it is to your barrel here. Sometimes you need to get a little higher. Or if you had, let's just say like an AR style rifle, you might need a slightly higher one to be able to get to your charging handle to pull it back. Or if you like maybe your eye position to be a little bit higher, maybe you want a taller set, but they got, like I said, 3 different heights in these. So anyways, guys, I'm going to leave links to the exact ones that I have, and there will probably be like click downs from those if you want to look at different sizes and stuff like that, but those links will be down in the video description. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.